you have reported on, I guess, the rumors about martial law and so forth. My question is, well, I have two questions. The first question is, let's say that the martial law rumors are true and it actually will be acted, I guess, later in the month. My question is, so what is the point of staying here for any of us?
It's a reasonable question, Matthew, and apparently a lot of people are taking an opportunity to get the hell out of Dodge. Applications for immigration out of the United States or immigration into Europe and Canada and Mexico are at an all-time high from what I'm reading. Websites that tell you or teach you how to leave the United States, they're doing very, very well. It's a little mini industry, actually. In fact, they're advertising on Facebook. I saw one the other day. So, wow. On the one hand, I think that a lot of people are thinking the way you are. On the other hand, I think that if Trump, what you're referencing is my rant and article yesterday about how April 20th, Hitler's birthday, is the day that Donald Trump gets the report from Hegseth and Noam about whether or not he can declare a state of emergency and thus invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. And if he does that, it gives him the power to basically impose martial law in the United States. I'm guessing that it won't happen on April 21st. I'm guessing that they will tell him he can do it because they both know that that's what he wants to hear, and they're both inclined to do so anyway. They're both authoritarians. But my guess is, and again, it's just guess, but based on his first term in office, is that won't happen until the protests get really large, and that probably it's going to take a couple of steps. Number one, we've got another set of protests scheduled for the weekend after next, for April, 18th or 19th? I think it's the 19th, next Saturday, the week after Saturday. If that one is much or significantly smaller than the one last Saturday, then, that's a sign that Trump will take as a good sign for him, that people got it out of their system and it's ramping down. On the other hand, if those protests on April 19th are larger than they were last Saturday, then I think step two comes in, and that's where the right-wing militias infiltrate the protests and do what that off-duty cop did in where was it? Madison, Wisconsin, was it? Or no, it was, I think it was in Minnesota. But in any case, where he started smashing windows, and that started the whole vandalism thing. And I think it was in Minneapolis. And so,
Yeah. I don't know if that was a Black Lives Matter protest. Yeah. Folks, I made this video, and it may happen, folks. Martial law. April 20th. He made I think he made a video. He made a podcast. It was on the podcast. He made a clip of it, of a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about it, about martial law. And Trump might do martial law. I think after April 20th, there's gonna be. I disagree. There's gonna be a martial law, I think. But it may not be, won't be exactly on April 20th. He's saying that if protest dies down, I think he's gonna do it in the next, the next 3 years. I think there's a chance he will do it. If he doesn't do it this year, then maybe next year, or the year after. It's gonna be a time that it's gonna be like a massive he's saying that because of protests, the large protests. But it might be just an incident, or they might start an incident. They might start a false flag, and they might ensure like a protest, like he's saying, like the cop did. It may not be a big protest. Could be a small protest, controversial, and you people on the streets, and it's gonna be violent. And he said it is militia group. Well, I think it might be you might say in the military. But I think you may be right. Like you might say these militia groups go in there, and along with the cops. See, I don't think it doesn't have to be. And also it could be black people. So he's waiting for to have black people go there and protest. Because when that happens, that's what he really wants. Didn't send in the tanks and the send in the military along with the cops, the National Guard. That's what I'm going to say. Send in the National Guard, brought knockheads. That's what he really wants. But I think it's gonna be. He is right. April 20th. Could be on the April 20th. I think it's gonna be martial law. Closer than you think. There's gonna be a time that it doesn't have to be a large crowd. It could be a violent. It could be a small protest and there's violence. I mean, it's bad actors, and he's gonna try and escalate that, even like a false flag. That's what they're gonna do. Cause martial law. Anyways, folks, what do you think about that? April 20th. After April 20th, it's gonna be a great chance of martial law in the U.S. I think he will do martial law, definitely. I don't know when, but in his first term, he's gonna do it. It's gonna be end of the U.S. by then, and the world's gonna be. I think it could be end of the world, but I don't know. Because the U.S. with fascist U.S. it's totally different than a fascist Russia or China. I mean, especially with these guys are unhinged. The lunatic like Trump. I think Putin and Xi, they're not. They might be authoritarians, but they're not lunatics. These people are lunatics. Crazy. And I don't know. Anyways, folks, I'm going to end this video. What do you think about this? I'm out.